Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Cinco Squad. My name is Mike. With me, Grandpa Jay. As always, John is off personally speaking with each and every reporter that covers the Philadelphia Eagles to tell them to stop making nothing out of or a mountain out of the molehill that is Jalen Hurts being upset and A.J. Brown being upset. And
we're 8-2.
Right, I feel like
things are so bad in Philadelphia as
always.
always.
My thing is this: why are
isn't that basketball team good too? Come on, guys. Things are going good in Philly right now.
They're mad at Embiid, I think.
Yeah,
deep down.
who's
But
not mad at Embiid, so.
Why is it me, or do the reporters are they just trying to find something wrong?
Yeah, I feel like when the team is not winning the way they want them to win, they're like, well, there's no drama. We can't diss them for winning, so we have to find the story, so let's just make one up. And that's not reporting. That's dramatizing situations. So do your job better.
And the thing is, like most reporters, honestly, these days, they'll dramatize a lot of things. But what gets me is they're dramatizing the same thing over and over. They're trying to put
A.J. Brown's a problem. Come on, let's make him the problem.
Jalen Hurts is the problem because, he's not throwing for 600 yards and 10 touchdowns every game. And, we talked about it on Tuesday. They just find ways to win.
They do.
And that's frankly okay. So if the Bucks earlier this year were finding ways to win, and you weren't. You had some ideas of things you wanted to do them to do better, but you weren't upset that they were winning games, right?
It's exciting to watch your team fight till the end and find a way to win. To me, that proves more because those are the type of games that make you playoff ready. Right, it's a back and forth scenario. It's much more ping pong in the playoffs than it is in the regular season. So when you see a team taking a haymaker and they get back up, and they take another one, they get back up, it's like good. You're actually showing me what I want to see because this might happen in the playoffs. So you're prepared for the moment. That's much better than I think wondering is your offense going to be able to do it when the time is ready or when it's necessary. Are you ready to perform? And I guess that's what has Eagles fans a bit concerned.
Well, I get that, but at the same time, look at it this way: you're really playing for the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. You've won the division, you've won the NFC East,
and who are you really worried about?
It's over. This year? Right, exactly. Who's really showing you?
The Rams aren't that good, though.
The Rams can be that good, but if you think about it, the way I look at it, at least in the NFL, right, the types of games they're winning are the types of games you're expected to have to win in the playoffs.
Yep.
These close, grinded out games. John said it on Tuesday. He'd like to see more competition. While he likes the Eagles winning, you still want to see teams be competitive with your team. You want to have good games because that actually makes you feel better about your team if they win against another competitive team, which I think the Rams are going to be the one to do it. I'd love to think the Lions, but the Lions kind of have the problem you guys have in the sense of
they
just getting beat deep.
The defense hasn't been healthy since week 10 last year.
I know.
Yeah, it's we're on to literally week 10 this year. Right? It's we're a whole year out. But hey, talking about dramatizing situations. Let's talk about the good drama in the world of sports right now with USA, Mexico, and Canada hosting the World Cup.
Okay.
That door opened up for a lot more Caribbean and Central American nations to qualify for the World Cup. We know that they expanded the field to 48. It's normally 32. So, great story coming out of Suriname that 18 months ago, they brought in somebody to take over football operations, and they did not even have the right balls for their team to be practicing at the level to qualify for the World Cup. 18 months later, they were one win away and they fell short. Oh. Jamaica and the Reggae Boys also fell short. They're in a playoff now that they probably won't get out of. But big congratulations to Haiti. 50 years later, they qualified for their World Cup, their second one. And the small nation of Curacao becomes the smallest country to ever qualify for the World Cup. Of course, there's some Dutch lineage there, but they're not taking big names. They're just taking players who played with so much pride for their country. And I've been seeing Curacao football kind of on the rise. They made it up, and they've been climbing the rankings in FIFA. So kudos to them and their whole team that put this together, because it truly takes a huge ground team and an effort for a small country like Curacao to make it out. Even though you're saying, Central American countries aren't that competitive. Yes, Costa Rica had an off year, and other Central American countries that normally play well did. But we're talking about a small, tiny island buried in the south of the Caribbean that nobody knows about. They're like, who'd you say? character. No, I said Curaçao.
Curaçao.
You know them from baseball because they have some baseball greats, but now you know them for soccer, or like, you know, we call it footy, baby. So it's football. So huge congrats to them. And my buddy Gerby celebrating his Haitian nation, making it back. They've been a contender for a while, so I'm really happy. And with all the turmoil going on in Haiti, thank goodness they get something to celebrate. So it's World Cup frenzy right now, right? Teams are qualifying. Teams are going to the playoffs. Dum, dum, dum. Don't look now, but Italy might miss the World Cup for the third time in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have they really not made it the last 2 times?
Yes.
That's wild.
And you know what's wilder than that? North Macedonia is the country that's knocked them out both times. And they might be in the same group as them again in the qualifying. Because you know it's just dirty football politics when it comes to qualifying for the World Cup. So it's juicy right now. There are some playoff scenarios to get the final teams in there. So we have that field of 48. So we'll see how that plays out. But automatic bids for Haiti and Curacao, and I'm a happy Caribbean guy because way to go. You got to cheer on your Caribbean sister Isles when that happens for them, because it doesn't happen that often, if not ever again. So, and
with it, and I know involved in the playoffs also, we talked about it earlier this week when they qualified for the playoff. How long, offhand, if you know, like around, how long has it been since Ireland made it? Because it's been a while, hasn't it?
I want to say Ireland was in the 2010 World Cup.
Okay.
I think they were in 2010, which might have been in South Africa. So if I'm not wrong, that's about a 16-year hiatus, but we'll look it up. We'll fact check you before you finish.
We'll fact check. But I think it's awesome. I know that they always seem to fall victim to their neighbors, whether it be the Scottish team, England, Wales.
Great.
Scotland
has some young talent. One of their players this boy hit a left foot strike. He bent it like Beckham. That thing curled into the goal that kind of put them ahead. This is your style of commentary. He scores the goal. I go, and the goal for Scotland, my bad. And they lost their shit on that goal. It was a beautiful goal. So they act right. You should. And, you know, a great moment for Scotland to celebrate their football team being triumphant and automatically getting that bid into the World Cup too. So it's wild right now in international football. Of course, countries are praying and hoping that they can come over to the good old US of A, or maybe Canada or Mexico, because for the first time ever, it's a tri-nation hosting the World Cup, which is very cool.
Which is pretty cool. All right. I want to see, this kind of pops into my head. You talk about my style of soccer, football, announcing footy. You've known me long enough now. We've talked about it enough times. Do you know my favorite soccer footy call of all time? Goal call of
that would be when Man City won the Premier League. And it's Aguero who took off his jersey, starts wailing it around like a helicopter. This one's not for North Carolina. It was for Manchester City. So yes, I know your favorite call.
Maybe that's why I gravitated towards Man City as a young budding soccer fan, because they look like North Carolina, and now why I like NYCFC, because they look like North Carolina.
That's right.
I do enjoy. Okay, so we've got over here. You guys can't see it, but we do have Thursday Night Football on. It is Bills Texans in Houston. Jay, you made a comment about the helmets.
Yes.
You like the Texans helmets?
I actually do like the Texans helmets. I think some people hate on it. I like the all reds. I like these all the all matching uniforms. Some of them are pretty cool. These red helmets look sharp to me. I know the Houston logo looks great with the blue and the contrast on it, but I really like these helmets. They kind of look like Louisville right now, to be honest, if you didn't know who was playing.
They do. I was going to say, for me, I like the helmets. I like the chrome look of it. The jersey in its entirety. Too much red for me.
Jerseys, no. Those horns are really cool. I
love the helmets. The helmets make it work, but it's just the fact that you go from red helmet to red jersey to red pants to red socks to red cleats it's a little too bright for me. It's a lot of red. If you mixed a little, I don't mind.
Boom, 10 red. Too much.
Exactly. If you mix a little navy blue in there with the black, I think it might work a little better
blue
for
socks,
me.
Maybe.
Mix something that's separated. And I know there's stripes on the side. They're black stripes. That it's fine.
They horn the shoulder pads.
I do. Again, the design itself, cool. I like. It's just I would mix up the colors a little bit to break it up. But we've got some injuries. Speaking of the Texans, right? Mixon's out for
Can
the
we
year.
just proclaim this like the week of injuries?
It's awful.
All over the place. It's in college basketball. It's in college football. It's in NFL. It's in the NBA. Okay, we knew the usual players, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Anthony Davis is out. We know Zion's going to be predictably out. Unfortunately, Sabonis out now for almost a month.
Yeah, 3-4 weeks. Yeah.
Right. So, and it just seems like we're going to keep hearing some of these bigger names. And sucks for the NBA because I think they had a record high in viewership for their first month or whatever it might be in 15 years, right? So people are tuning in again, and there's a reason that people want NBA basketball right now on their TVs, and it's because I think everybody like us is enamored with who's going to take the torch from LeBron. So it's almost like people are tuned in to make that judgment call for themselves, and rightfully so, right? But LeBron comes back, and here's what's pretty cool with the Lakers situation right now. Nobody's talking about them. But they're quietly sitting there as like the fourth or third best team in the West. Clearly, OKC and Denver are the best two teams in the NBA, in the West, maybe in the NBA right now. Cleveland looking like the team to beat in the East as well. And we know the Knicks are starting to play better basketball. But you posted something today, and I want you to go ahead and tell people how significant things are in Detroit. When you talk about a flip-flop of flip-flops.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely. Yeah. So you gave us the trivia question on Tuesday about what current NBA teams or team was they
The team was on a 10-game win streak.
Was on a 10-game win streak. It was the
Detroit
basketball. And I had pointed out after that they went on 2 years ago in 2023, they went on a 24-game losing streak.
God, that's awful.
It's
I
absolutely
can't imagine that.
But imagine that if you were a
That's
Pistons,
a third of your season.
right, exactly. But if you were a Pistons fan at that time, would you have believed me if I said, "Hey, in 2 years you're going to be the best team in the East"?
Trust the process. In 2 years, you might win 11 or 12 straight.
Yeah.
Hell no.
No. Oh, by the way, also Cade Cunningham, give him 2 more years. Be patient. He'll actually emerge as the star he was supposed to be.
That is Tayshaun or Shante Compton, or better known as Tayshaun Prince, reemerged with facial hair, by the way.
And I saw today they assigned Jaden Ivey to their G League team.
Oh my goodness.
In preparation for not to like demote him.
Okay.
In preparation for him to come back. Wow. So if
he'll be off the bench, he'll be like he'll be seventh option, right?
Right,
so,
exactly. Yeah. But honestly, if you're Detroit right now, that's kind of what you want out of him because don't rush him back. Exactly. You're playing well without him.
Yep.
Your goal is to only have him complement the rotation that you have.
I heard an interview from Bickerstaff the other day, and he was talking about playing Detroit brand nasty basketball. So it seems like Joe Dumars has had them buy into the idea. You know how the Pistons win championships? We play nasty Detroit basketball. And what he was really proud of his team for is that he was saying that no matter what's happened this season, they answer the call, and they answer that call with this belief. And people haven't seen this in Detroit for almost 20 years. I mean, it's been a long time since they've had a contending roster. So it's exciting for Detroit fans.
The mid-2000s, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been the mid
20 years.
It's been since the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
What's wild is this is happening after Dumars.
Yeah.
After Dumars is gone. By the way, he supposedly might be one of the 2 guys to take over New Orleans, and everybody hates it because they think he'll be. The thing with Dumars is he's like considered. I was reading up on him joining the Pelicans.
I think they're going to become Las Vegas, and they won't be the Las Vegas Pelicans. I think Vegas takes that franchise.
You think so?
1,000%.
As a part of the everybody was moving to Vegas type thing. I mean, it makes sense. Raiders aren't awful most of the time in Vegas. I mean, they still are building their team, but they get good attendance stuff. Obviously,
they have the best women's basketball team.
They have the best women's basketball team. They've already won a Stanley Cup in hockey, which who would have thought a desert team? I'm sorry, Coyotes, but it was never going to be you to win a desert. Stanley Cup. They're getting the A's, which A's aren't great.
For traditionalists, but
it does. But the thing is, the A's had a really good year this year. Yeah. It's a promising thing for them to be going there. So Vegas is the new hotspot. It'll be interesting. The Pelicans need to do something.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for Detroit because they finally found like that fine line with having attitude and grittiness to their game and answering the call like you said, but not being the bad boys. Like, because you're not going to get away
Not
Bill
this. Not this NBA.
Bill Laimbeer wouldn't last a single game in today's NBA.
No, he'd be suspended for like 20 games on the first clothesline, and then the rest of the season on the next clothesline.
Exactly.
As he came back, right? So,
And that's not even. He didn't even get a chance to throw the elbows.
He became a women's basketball coach,
Right?
I'm ironic to see him on the sidelines. Nothing that
And he was not
nothing that gave women's basketball. It's just like the dirtiest, one of the dirtiest players in NBA history. Is like, I'll take over a women's.
It's amazing
right?
he became a coach.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't want Bill Laimbeer as my coach.
No.
Even though he knows basketball, it's like, yeah, Bill.
Can you imagine his practices? All right, get the pads out. Oh, shit. We're wrestling.
Pads?
we're wrestling on the pads.
I don't get it. But good for the Detroit. Honestly, good for Detroit basketball. The NBA, I think, is better with the Pistons being a good team.
Let's talk about the bad teams, though. How did Dallas... I mean, it's
awful.
I mean, they've officially said now we're tanking because this is the last year they own their first round pick till 2031.
Yeah.
Till 2031. So now you're saying, let's go get Cooper Flag. Let's go get the next best player in college basketball 2 years in a row.
Right.
The Sixers kind of did this, the trusted process. Of course, the Ben thing didn't work out. We don't have to go there because we'll never mention his name after this ever again on this show. That's why he didn't say his last name. And
you know what we mean.
It took a while. But they have good pieces already. Like that franchise needed to keep building at every position and then add a key free agent. And then Dallas has the right pieces. The problem is they're like 5 years in the twilight zone offensively because they have nobody to run the show. And we said this at the beginning of the season. They should have been very aggressive in the offseason, knowing Kyrie's not coming back till like March, and get somebody who can hold it down for you until he returns. Like someone like Dennis Schroeder, right? Who's going to be able to run the offense, doesn't cost that much, and is competitive and still wants to win. And they just didn't make the right moves.
And you know what? Looks like there's going to be an option, like a very discount, like Walmart level option for them, because I saw that I think it's the Pacers are cutting Monte Morris.
Yes.
He's never been an awful player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, he's not Kyrie and he's not Dennis Schroeder and he's not any of these guys. He can move the ball, but at this point,
he's not the answer, though.
He's not. Well, nobody's the answer at this point.
But they want to tank, so I don't even think they.
Well, I was gonna say you've pigeonholed yourself so much that no one's the answer outside of getting Kyrie back, which again you're not getting till March. Cooper Flag is going to have a great, career. I think he's going to be a great Dallas Maverick. I don't think they should trade him, even though everybody's already like, trade him to LA. I'm like, no, they're not a feeder system for the Lakers.
Yeah. Let's relax. That's New Orleans. That's not Dallas.
And the other problem is, and I refuse, this is one of the reasons why I refuse to believe what the owner says, that Nico getting fired had nothing to do with the Luka trade. We put that past us. Bullshit.
Yep.
Because what Nico did possibly worse than trading Luka, in the sense of you traded your best player, one of the best players.
Giving him away for Anthony Davis, you mean, and not even shopping him?
Well, that's the other thing is, you've given away in the process all of your first round picks. You have no backup plan. And the fact that Cooper Flag has played more games as a Dallas Maverick this year than Anthony Davis has in a year and a half, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Is amazing.
It really is.
And I'm sorry, you're going to have to give away AD. I feel like you have to trade AD because you're not going to win with him.
No.
So just get whatever. But the fact that you have to trade Anthony Davis for whatever at this point is an astronomical failure by their front office.
Can you imagine if the Spurs go out and create that twin tower motion again?
You might as well at this point.
Right?
What's the worst that can happen? And everybody will hate the deal if they make it because it's like, oh, now you've got two big men that can't stay healthy.
Yep.
Okay, well, the whole point of getting AD and pairing him with Wemby is that they don't necessarily have to play at the same time, and they
don't have to play. Each person doesn't have to be the most physical every night. You can flip them.
Right. Just let the game. It allows you to let the game flow go, which the Spurs have always been good at, a la keeping Tim Duncan and David Robinson healthy at the same time.
Yep. Here's what nobody's talking about in the NBA. The Toronto Raptors are 10-5 and second in the East right now. And that's a story that nobody cares about. I get it. It's Toronto basketball, right? They're going to keep burying them. Yeah. They're kind of sitting up there and they're lonesome stuff, right? Having a couple of Labatt Blues like saying, "Hey guys, remember us? We're the Raptors. We won a championship a couple of years ago." Like, good for them. The franchise, they said, his Barnes is our guy. We're going to stick with him, and they built around him.
Scotty's good.
He is. I like
Scotty a lot.
He's a great player.
Went and actually invested in the team. Went and got Brandon Ingram last year.
I didn't think the Pacers would be this bad. They're 2-13 right now.
Tyrese runs it.
I get that, but you guys, you said a team goes to the finals, they lose one player. I guess Dallas, right? You lose that one player that runs the show, and then that's it for you.
They just can't.
Here's what's fun right now, though. Whereas before we'd be like, remember how it's unfortunate, but the Eastern Conference has been known as the least conference for a very long time. Right now, the 11th seed in the West, in the East, is the 8-7 Milwaukee Bucks. So we're not used to seeing anybody past the 5 or 6 with a winning record in the East this early in the year.
Right.
We take that to the West. The West is the 6-9 Portland Trailblazers are 9th. So what they're saying right now in the West is before in the East where 35 to 37 games can get in the playoffs. That's the West right now.
Yep.
The Clippers are 4-10.
See, but I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't going to work. You brought in
older and older.
Well, no, that's the thing. You brought in the all-star team from a decade ago.
Yeah.
Like, awesome. If we were playing in 2015, you'd be the best team in the league. Right, exactly.
No more.
You kidding me? James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Like, oh my God. Like, you're so, in 2015, you're so good. 2025, you're old. And good for Harden. He's putting up like a damn near triple-double every night because he has to. Because Kawhi... How many games has Kawhi missed already this year? Like 10?
At least 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's insane. Is PG even playing?
I don't know.
I have not heard his name. If he is, he's not. I can't be doing too much because I haven't.
They're 4-10 with all of them in the lineup. Let's see.
It's incredible, and with how intense he is, how long before Ballmer just completely loses?
No, I don't see Paul George on the roster at all active. So no.
Yeah. Yeah. How long until Ballmer?
Kawhi Leonard has played 6 games, so he has missed about 10.
Half. He's missed over half.
Bradley Beal's done for the year.
See, and I even forgot they got Bradley Beal again. The 2015 All-Star teams just put them together. How long do you think until Ballmer loses his mind and just completely blows us up? He's already lost his mind. Yeah. But for this specific topic,
the Grinch will visit him before Christmas and shit will hit the fan.
Yeah. You think he just has them start moving guys?
Yep.
Anybody take Kawhi? Anybody take PG?
Nobody's taking Kawhi, but I think at this point, a team that wants to contend might take Harden. You got a couple picks for the future, right? Yeah. You just keep looking at it from that perspective and see what's going on.
What if
he goes to OKC?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Let's just end it where we began it. That would be so good. He can come in off the bench for freaking, with SGA, and that'd be awesome.
Breaking news. Yeah. Breaking news on trade deadline day, the final hour. OKC swings.
Bring him back. The bearded one.
No, wait, hold on.
He wasn't the bearded one.
He was not the beard. Well, he was right at the end, but he wasn't. He didn't have that. He had the beard and he had the mohawk, but he didn't have the stature of the bearded one.
Yep.
No, I'll do you 2 better. Not even 1 better. 2 better. Trade deadline day, final hour, Windy or Shams or somebody or Woj. Well, Woj won't do it because he's Bonaventure. But somebody drops the big thing. OKC swings a massive multi-team deal to get James Harden from the Clippers, Russell Westbrook from the Kings, and Kevin Durant from the Houston Rockets.
They could not do that.
Then they won't own their first-round pick until 2050.
Never.
But at that point, they win, right? Like they'll just win.
At that point, you can literally play those guys for 12 minutes a night, and you only play them to begin quarters for you, and then you bring your killers in to close the quarters.
Right. They're the set. That's the second unit on this team.
Yeah.
Is what your first unit was, we say, a decade ago.
Yes. About that. Yeah,
well, a little longer than that, but because Harden was gone by 2015. He was in Houston by 2015, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
But not long.
No.
Not long after, because is it the year before? That might be his first year in Houston, because the year before.
Yeah,
they go to the finals?
They went to the finals 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
Whatever, with the first one Miami won, they beat them, right?
Yeah. So that's crazy. But we were talking before.
Well, the Heatles, Miami version.
Yes.
Miami won their first one in 2006, like we said.
Well, yeah. The beginning of the Big Three era with
Correct.
Miami.
Yep.
I did see one thing, speaking of injuries,
Yes,
that I think surprised you when you first heard about it. So in the NFL, so we said Mixon's out, right? Well, apparently Joe Burrow is trending to come back.
And I don't get that. And you have an opinion on it, and you could go ahead and preach why, but that is the dumbest thing that franchise can do this year.
We did say at the beginning of the year that it would make no sense to bring him back because of how. However, I look over here at the standings when it comes to the AFC North. The Bengals currently sit going into this weekend at 3-7, right? The leading team in that division is the Steelers at 6-4,
who are declining steadily.
The Ravens are 5-5. They're playing better. But do you okay? So Joe Burrow comes back. He stays perfectly healthy. All else being equal.
But when is he coming back?
Week
14?
No, they're making it sound like it's either this week or next.
They're rushing him back for no reason. That's even worse.
If he comes back, let's say next week.
And they're 3-9.
And they're next week they'd be 3-8. Is there any way?
Who are they playing this week?
I don't even know. Hold on, I'll check. But in the meantime, you think if he plays up to what he can be.
Let's look at their schedule.
Is there any way?
Let's look at their schedule.
Okay. So this week, let's say,
that's a big L.
This week, they're at home with the Patriots.
That's 3 L's in a row, bro.
Then they're at the Ravens. Then they're
4
at the Bills.
in a row.
And then they're
Pats,
home.
Ravens, Bills, Ravens.
But you got Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns.
Okay, but you lose 4 more games and you're 3-11. Why are you bringing him back?
I know. No, you're absolutely right.
Let Flacco just fling it. The receivers are happy.
You traded for him for a reason.
The receivers are happy. Chase isn't. Chase, we don't have to go there, but.
Chase pissed me off because he pretty much might have cost me fantasy this week.
Cost a lot of people who needed a win this week potential playoff bidding right there by being an absolute idiot. We won't go back there because just clean up your act. It's dumb. And like John said, you can't hide that. You can't hide what it's so clear. It is so clear. Cameras can literally get up on your freaking upper lip by itself, twitching. And I said, look, I can see what his upper lip is doing. Probably that's a big wad of. Anyway, we don't have to go there. However, you think it's a good idea, and I think it's a terrible idea.
No. So, now that I look at their schedule, I don't think it's a good idea at all. Good. Especially with that defense, you're not really going to win. Even if you somehow won the North and made the playoffs, you're going to get
stomped,
rocked by somebody in the first round.
This could be a trap game for the Pats. You never know. I know they're coming off a bye. They're going to win.
I know we're trying to be optimistic and think that we're going to have
to win 9 straight. And who the hell would have thought that the New England Patriots are about to be the hottest, streakiest team in the NFL with 9 straight? And I won't be surprised if that goes to 10 or 11 because their conference is weak. They're about to play a bunch of teams in their conference coming up here. Yeah. Kudos to them that they could wrap up the AFC East and really just take their foot off the pedal a little bit. And at least rest the players that need to that they feel have to have that opportunity to be healthy for the run in the playoffs. And the playoffs can go through freaking Foxborough. Who the hell would have thought that?
I wouldn't have. So the thing is, though, they may win the East. I still, at this point, consider the Bills the more dangerous playoff team out of the East.
Yes, because
just based on experience and the fact that they might get healthy at the right time.
They also have to shake the monkey off their back, and the Pats have nothing to lose.
Right. So,
and we've seen young quarterbacks in the AFC make deep runs.
Yeah.
Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen got 2. Yeah. The big, the AFC Championship game. We've seen Lamar did it within the first. Herbert, right? So Herbert hasn't won a playoff game, has he?
I thought they made the division. I thought they won a wild card game.
Maybe they won years ago. But we've seen other young quarterbacks make deep runs, right? Yeah. So I would not be surprised if the Pats find themselves in the AFC Championship game.
Now, do you stand by
Purdy on the other side?
Purdy on the other side, yeah. Daniel Jones.
Dime, baby.
He did. He made a deep run Dable's first year.
He did.
Not a deep run. They won a game. They won a game or 2. Yeah. But anyway, that's for a Giants fan.
That's that they can make a run with that offensive line and JT running
they're so good.
JT looking like he's freaking the man right now in the NFL.
So
Like,
good.
you cannot stop
Again,
this
he
guy.
should be MVP. He won't be.
Do
but he
you
should
know,
be.
I don't know what the stat is, but after week 8, an offensive efficiency stat had the Colts offense 1 and the Colts running offense was 2. That's how efficient their team was playing.
That's wild.
Isn't that wild?
So I guess it's just a question of if their defense can hold up,
Exactly.
which is going to be
The
tough.
secondary is the issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made the right moves.
I like them getting Sauce.
Yeah, the Sauce is a great move.
It's just
He
beyond.
kind of has. We haven't seen much from him, but you always know that you remove a team from a team that really gives you no reason to have hope. You give them hope, and then you never know.
Right.
You know what you're going to get out of them.
Well, plus I feel like he's not the Colts, even though he is automatically their best player in the secondary.
Mhm.
I don't think the Colts are treating him like, oh, you have to be the savior of this defense.
No.
It's like, please come just be Sauce Gardner and complement what we've already got working. Yes, come join us. Go to the dark side.
The dog side.
Even though I feel like the Colts aren't the dark side, the Pats are.
All right, so just a little flip over to college football here. We like to do a little predict it, and Mikey has to be our
Oh God.
Zoran. Is it Zoran from that movie with Tom Hanks, Big, where he makes the wish and he goes to tell his people?
Oh yeah.
I think it's Zoran, right? So,
Well, then give me a quarter.
sorry, I'm broke. Anyways, so,
I gotta go to Aldi and get some groceries this weekend, dude. I need a quarter.
all
I
right,
gotta get a quarter.
so everything stinks except for a couple matchups this weekend, right? We got
Yeah.
Missouri at Oklahoma. Missouri
Mhm.
playing for their life here. Oklahoma playing for their life too. Must win for both teams.
Mhm.
The big game of the weekend, obviously, is Oregon USC. That is USC playing for a couple games, and I'm going to go to the spoilers, right? USC has to win. Be interested if they beat Oregon, what happens there. If they consider USC becomes the front runner of Oregon all of a sudden, we'll see if a head-to-head win gives them that upper hand. But must-win scenario for these teams. Do you think that they blow it? Number 1, Georgia Tech, 2.5-point favorite home at Pitt. 2.5 favorite point hosting Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Georgia Tech's gonna lose.
Georgia Tech's going to lose.
Georgia
that's
Tech
it.
lose.
So Georgia Tech season is done. Pittsburgh is the upset, the team that upsets them, excuse me. Then we have BYU in a must-win at Cincinnati. They are also 2.5-point favorites.
BYU will win.
BYU, so they hold their stake and they still have a chance to get in. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are really all we really have this weekend to talk about in college football because there's nothing really else at stake.
Wait.
Oh, but he says wait.
But he says wait. I have a prediction. An upset prediction. You mentioned
Upset alert! Upset alert!
You mentioned the game.
Uh-huh.
The Missouri Tigers will beat Oklahoma.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you why.
¿Por qué?
Take a little look. I'll pull it up, and while you give me your thoughts of my prediction and what you think of both teams, I'll say this. We're going to look at Johnny Mateer's numbers post-surgery on his hand. He has been a different quarterback.
Okay.
I'll pull out and let me pull him up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think I'm crazy, or what do you think of that?
If numbers don't lie, let's see what the numbers say. And how dare I forget about the Kentucky Wildcats playing for that to be bowl eligible in Vanderbilt. Who would have thought that we're talking about Kentucky trying to spoil Vanderbilt's football season? Normally we're talking about Vandy trying to spoil Kentucky's basketball season.
Right?
Now we're talking about Kentucky trying to spoil Vandy's football season. How the tables have turned in some weird way here. But Vandy's sitting at 14, obviously playing for their playoff life as well. Kentucky's looked pretty damn good in the last couple of weeks. Do you imagine Kentucky's going to go for broke here because it's win and get a bowl appearance? So let's see if Stoops has the boys ready to play in Vandy.
By the way, also the fact that Vandy wants to stay alive, the fact that Diego Pavia wants to stay alive in the Heisman hunt, even though I don't think.
No, it's not.
But looking at Johnny Mateer's numbers,
Yeah.
I want you to just look at his total. Did you think he was having that season?
Not at all.
Barely over 2,087 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Yeah. He's scored a lot of defensive touchdowns or defensive
They have been.
position. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we look at this. Before he has the hand surgery, where he gets hurt in the Texas game, they lose 23-6. In that game, he threw 3 picks.
Okay.
Since then, he missed a week, came back. 150 yards and a touchdown, 223 and a touchdown, 159 and a pick, 138 and nothing.
Against Bama, you're not surprised that he has nothing, but damn.
Yeah, he is
a shell of himself.
Yeah.
And obviously they have no faith in their backup right now, so they have to force Mateo onto the field and just hope for the best.
So that's my thing is, like, how do you beat Oklahoma?
But isn't Missouri also playing their backup QB?
They're playing the third string QB.
Third string.
Well, so actually, I did see, like, they said Bo Pribula, who's the Penn State transfer that was the starter, was playing really well. He's trending towards coming back. Let me see. Like, I don't know. He's been upgraded to questionable for the Oklahoma game.
Interesting.
If he plays,
that gives them more of a shot.
Yeah. I don't know. I have this feeling like Oklahoma is, we talked about it before. Oklahoma is one of those teams that is so Jekyll and Hyde, where like last week they looked fantastic. Especially on defense, like you said. But does that mean we're about to get the Hyde side of it where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Jekyll. Hyde is the good one. Jekyll's the bad one. So we're about to get the Jekyll game. Where all of a sudden they can't move the ball at all and the defense looks like Swiss cheese. And
Swiss cheese.
It's bold.
I don't fuck with cheese, so I don't know what
it's true. He's vegan. For those that haven't been made painfully aware over our conversations, he's vegan. I'm not. So if you want to set like those, like what, Omaha steaks with all the burgers and stuff, send them my way.
All right, well, let's do the big game here. So we have 8-2 USC rolling into Bend and taking on Oregon, 9-1 Oregon, who has been sneaky good. And we spoke about that on Tuesday. USC probably has the best offensive player in the nation, arguably at a position. And we know who that is. If you guys have not been, you guys are under a rock. If you haven't seen Mekhi Lemon play, he's the real deal.
Future New York Giant, Mekhi.
Almost 1,100 yards so far this year, averaging over 15 yards a catch, 8 touchdowns. He's 109 yards a game, so it's got 110 yards a game. The kid's a baller, all right? Pretty much guaranteed a touchdown every game on 110. And this kid's the real deal. Is he enough to scare Oregon this weekend? And do you give USC any chance of winning this game?
They have the smallest chance possible because they're not a bad team. And I think he has to have a big game.
Yeah.
Lemon has to have a big game, and Maivia has to have a big game for them to win. They're not gonna. No, I would say if you made me give you a percentage, I'd say Oregon has a 90% chance to win in my mind. Because like we said on Tuesday, they just find ways to beat you at your own game.
The only thing, and we know it doesn't matter because Oregon just does whatever they have to do to win.
Right.
They're 2-3 right now. Moore and Bryant are out at the moment. So their 2 and 3 receivers are not going to be playing. So it's going to be, Sadiq heavy, which makes it much easier to USC to plan on just obviously either a double coverage situation or you're playing, some sort of like nickel package where he's not going to be in a good position to have a lot of open looks. They're going to harass him. That means the run game is going to be the inevitable choice for them. It doesn't matter. They can run the ball down anybody's throat, I think. Yeah. However, USC does have a little more of a we might be able to script what they're doing mentality. And can they stop the big play? Because like I said, Lemon is the real freaking deal, boys and girls. He ain't sour. He's sweeter than sugar.
A little bit of a tart take there, Grandpa Jake. No, I think it will come down to whose defense is better, and I think it's Oregon's defense.
And that's why I give Oregon the nod. They probably pull away late and win this by about maybe 10 points, but it would be closer than people think.
Like I said on Tuesday, if you can out Iowa in Iowa.
And let's look at the line real quick. Right now, it is Oregon.
What are they giving them?
Is 10.5-point favorites.
Do you think it's a touchdown or do you think it's more than that?
That's what I said. I think they pull away and win by 10, so I would take the points.
Okay.
I'd take the 10.5.
All right. An interesting pick. That's going to be a good game. Notre Dame, we should have a pretty solid game. We're playing Syracuse this week, and I think we should be able to win.
35.5-point favorites. 35.5.
I like that with Heisman Trophy winner Jeremiah Love, please.
Let's big that up, man. Let's give it to a damn positional player. Come on, show some love for the positional players. If there was any year, there's no quarterback that is head and shoulders above anybody. This is the year to be like, let's show some love for the other players that make college football exciting and are ballers.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Let's show a little love. And on that note, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been Mike and Grandpa Jay. We'll be back again next week for more fun. Tune in to all our socials at Cinco Squad Pod 05 on all socials. We'll be all over it this weekend talking about NBA, NFL, college football, college basketball, MLB free agency, hockey, whatever you want to hear us talk about. Talk to us. And, of course, the World Cup qualifiers. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.